I think one thing we all love talking about is our favorite Jedi, and I want to talk about mine and put them into a tier list and just talk about the greatest Jedi to some that just, well, shouldn't exist. I've got this tier list right here. So I split this tier list into goated, hype, has their moments, and should not exist whatsoever. And a good example of someone who would go in the should not exist tier is Barriss Offee, for, well, obvious reasons. The attack on the Jedi Temple and just her whole turn just should not exist. She is probably one of the worst, if not the worst Jedi on this entire tier list. I think for hype category, we've got to start off with Plo Koon. I think one of my favorite scenes in the Clone Wars is when he's stranded in space with the clones and he says, each one of you means something to me. I love Plo Koon's character and he definitely deserves the hype tier. I think the only way to start off S tier is definitely go with Qui Gon Gin, and this is the goated tier. Quite honestly, probably the best Jedi. He's great. I love Qui Gon Jinn. To continue this goated tier, obviously we have Yoda. There's no hot takes on Yoda. He's goated. In the has their moments tier is like Shaak Ti. I mean, Shaak Ti's cool. She has that one arc with fives and everything, but other than that, she just kind of is there. I want to say on the top of hype tier, we definitely have Kanan Jarrus. I don't think he's a goated tier with Qui-Gon and Yoda, but he's right there. He's so close. I think just a little more story about him, and he's great. Especially when he sacrifices himself in Rebels. I think that's just an awesome moment that defines Kanan's character. He's basically just like a loving father, and he's in the hype tier. He's so close to goated, but I think other people deserve that spot. Mace Windu. I just don't like his character, man. I don't like Mace Windu. It's because of season 7 Clone Wars when he calls Ahsoka a citizen. Something about Mace Windu, man. I really want to just put him at the top of has their moments. This isn't a power scaling video at all. It's just my personal opinions on my favorite Jedi in the tier list. So for me, Mace Windu as a has their moments character. He's really cool. Just something about citizen just strikes me the wrong way, man. I don't really like Mace Windu. Speaking of Ahsoka, she is in the top of the goated tier. She is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. I think she's the best character in all of Star Wars by far. I love Ahsoka. You see her in season 7 of the Clone Wars, just absolutely killing it. You see her in Rebels, just being an absolute beast. Takes down the Inquisitors, she fights Darth Vader, she's in The Mandalorian, she's getting her own show. Literally my favorite character in all of Star Wars, also the Jedi I grew up with, so I'm very biased towards Ahsoka. By far my favorite character. Speaking of not so much my favorite character, Scout Kestis. I haven't finished Jedi Fallen Order, I will admit, but for right now, he seems like a has their moments character. I know a lot of people love him, but I think the gameplay of this game makes me not love him as much. Speaking of Jedi Fallen Order, I'll be doing a game review on that, so hit the subscribe button to get notified when that comes out. Oh, Luke Skywalker, I'm definitely going to put him in the goated tier. I think he's in the bottom of the goated tier for me. Because honestly, looking at the goated tier, we have Yoda, Qui-Gon, and Ahsoka. Luke's definitely at the bottom of the goated tier. And speaking of the absolute goats, we have Coleman Trebor. So where do I have to put him? Where do I have to put Coleman Trebor? I'll get back to that in a quick second. Because, of course, for goated tier, we've got to put Obi Wan Kenobi in there. We know his struggles, the Darth Maul struggle, the Satine struggle. I mean, literally loses everything and still stays on the light side. We love Obi Wan Kenobi. He's a goat. Hype tier, Kit Fisto. Enough said. It's Kit Fisto. The first Jedi in the tier definitely goes to Luminara. She ends up on the side of things. She's not amazing. Another Jedi on the is Yaddle. She just kind of exists and it's kind of a meme, I feel like. Remember, this is a canon tier list because I know there are legend stories about her that would put her in the hype tier, but this is a canon tier list. Another person on the tier definitely goes Ki-Adi-Mundi. It's Ki-Adi-Mundi. He's just kind of There isn't too much about him. He's in the Clone Wars, but definitely an character. But now let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Coleman Trebor. You know, the jury's out on Coleman Trebor saying, oh, he's the greatest Jedi of all time too. Coleman Trebor may be the worst Jedi ever made. And I will say this row above goated has to go out to Coleman Trebor. I will say this man single-handedly gave the Republic time to infiltrate Geonosis and attack the clones. He's a dinosaur Jedi, okay? Coleman Trebor is above the goated tier. He's better than Ahsoka, Qui-Gon, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Luke. Coleman Trebor is above goat status. Someone who should just not exist and gets their own tier under should not exist. Pong Krell, for the worst Jedi to ever grace Star Wars. Pong Krell. This man is single-handedly the worst character ever made in Star Wars. He's awful. Nobody likes him. Not a single Star Wars fan likes Pong Krell. He should not deserve to even be a character in Star Wars. I do not like Pong Krell at all. Pong Krell is absolutely garbage. Pong Krell should not exist. Pong Krell led the clones in just an awful situation. And I will say this, Pong Krell sucks. Quinlan Vos is definitely just like a hype character by design. I definitely think he's just a cool character. Jaro Tapal, I'm gonna put in the top of has their moments category. Pretty big three right here. We have Rey, Ezra, and Anakin Skywalker. I'm gonna tackle Ezra first. Ezra's definitely not a go-to Jedi because his story still has to be told with Rebels. He sacrificed himself, which is a huge thing for a Jedi to do. Saved his friends, got whisked away by space whales mystically. I know the verdict's out on Rebels, but I absolutely love this show. Ezra deserves to be on the top of hype tier. This is a little bit of main character bias, but I just love Ezra. Again, another main character bias, some people may say, is Rey. Her music and like the theme, Rey's theme, is just one of the most beautiful Star Wars themes I think to ever grace Star Wars. This being said, I don't think she's a better character or a Jedi than Ezra, Kanan, so I'm definitely gonna put her on the middle of hype tier. And well, Anakin Skywalker. So where does he go? Where does Anakin go? I'm gonna put him with the Coleman Trebor tier for right now while I discuss this. Clone Wars Anakin is absolutely goated. Revenge of the Sith Anakin is, well, he's not really a good Jedi. Prequel trilogy Anakin's Anakin. Clone Wars Anakin is goated. But when you put his whole character together with everything with him, personally, I don't put him in the goated status. It's Anakin. You know, he's big bad Darth Vader. I want to put him in goat, but I just can't. It's Anakin. I also can't put him really anywhere on this list, to be fair, because you can make a case for him anywhere here. Has to be above Barriss. Anakin definitely has to be above Barriss. So, I will say, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Anakin has to be right under Ezra. Wow. I just realized, looking at this tier list, Anakin has to be right under Ezra. Ezra, Luke, Obi Wan, Yoda, Qui Gon, Ahsoka, and of course, Coleman Trebor are just better Jedi than Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker has nothing on Coleman Trebor. Nothing. Coleman Trebor is probably the greatest Jedi of all time. But when you look at it, Ezra's a better Jedi than Anakin. He never turned to the dark side. Luke, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Qui-Gon, Ahsoka went through so much. Each one of them. Anakin turned. Honestly, you could put a case for Kanan being above Anakin. Rey's good where she is. Plo Koon's good where he is. Shaak Ti's cool. She has a lot of fault for not discovering the inhibitor chips. Still love all these characters, but in a tier list speaking. Ki-Adi-Mundi is just kind of there. Yaddle's absolutely goated. I will say this, Yaddle, Lego Star Wars, goated. Barriss should not exist. And Pong Krell's Pong Krell. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications when I next post. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.